Namaskar, greetings and gratitude. Today, with me on the hot seat is Dr. Trilok Singh Bist, Principal of Dutt Bluebells Public School, Sector 10, Gurgaon. I welcome you, sir, to the StarTalks episode 26. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pam. I'm doing well and I'm getting quite nostalgic talking to you today. You have been a wonderful, wonderful facilitator and the person who has really helped our school grow like anything. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for the appreciation. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, at this juncture, I would really say and appreciate your leadership, sir. Yes, we all have really bloomed and grown under your leadership. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sir, I was talking to you and you were telling that you have been in this education line. You have been the principal since 35 years. So you've been in your journey of education. I may ask you what inspired you to become a school principal and what has kept you motivated all these years?
First of all, thank you so much, Preeti, for calling me to your show. I've been watching other episodes. It's so wonderful listening to all the people whom you have interviewed. I would just say I'm into 35, 36 year into the education sector now, out of which 18 years as a principal, and rest I was in different leadership positions, vice principal or you can say coordinators, things like that, HODs. So I think in 35 years, I think there's a lot of things have changed altogether. But I will just start from my why I became a teacher. It was I was in class fifth, and in class fifth I used to teach class six children Sanskrit because I had a ninth period was free. I am a product of Kendriya Vidyalaya FRI. So in Kendriya Vidyalayas in class fifth also basic Sanskrit was taught, but then the same was taught in class sixth to start from sixth class. So I used to study in the class in fifth and sixth students. I used to teach them after in the ninth period, and I used to love teaching the children. And whenever somebody asked me, "What do you want to become?" I always used to, I want to be a teacher. Though my father always wanted me to become an army officer, but I always told my father that I will clear all the exams, NDA, CDS, everything I cleared for my father for his sake. But I didn't join any of the forces because I always wanted to be a teacher. I was a teacher by choice. And as a principal, also not today, I'm a teacher first. I always say I'm a teacher first and then the principal. And as a principal, also, I take at least two periods in a day so that I get to know the pulse of the class. And you're the testimony to it because you have seen it yourself how I love teaching the classes. So I think
Absolutely.
this is how I started. And when I started, first school I joined was Doon International School in Lakhimpur Kheri, a far off place, a rural area. And people were not ready to go there, but I had a service motive in my mind. I went there, taught there for 3 years, brought the children to a different level. Then I came and joined Scholars Home Dehradun, and that school I stayed for 15 years at one stretch. And there I learned a lot of things. The principal there, Mrs. Chaya Khanna, she is a role model. She's a mentor to me even today. I've learned a lot of things from her. From there, I joined again. I came back to Doon International School as a principal after 15 years, the same school where I started my career. I
Oh,
stayed
nice.
there for 3 years in the rural area. Then I came back to Dehradun. And in Dehradun, there's a all girls residential school called Unison World School.
Okay.
As a wonderful school with a tagline Sarva Guna Sampanna for all the girls. And I worked there as a dean for 3 years. Then in 2012, I shifted to Jammu, Jodamal Public School as a principal. It was a number one school of Jammu and Kashmir with state of art infrastructure and a wonderful management. Mr. Nandan is a trustee over there. I had a very good relations with him and he gave me a complete free hand. Within 7.5 years, I brought the school to the top school of Jammu and Kashmir. Not only Jammu and Kashmir, it was nationally and internationally recognized school called as
Wow.
Jodhamal Public School. Then
Wonderful.
from there, I shifted to Ghaziabad, to Delhi Public School, Ghaziabad Vasundhara branch. And there again, the chairman, Mr. Om Pathak, has given me the free hand. I've been very fortunate that wherever I've gone, I get a free hand. People with whom I've worked have been wonderful. That was also added to my achievements in life. And then in the 2009, 23, last year, just 2 years back, I joined Ramdat Bluebells Public School. And this is another cherry on the cake in my career, I can say, where there's so much to learn from. This school is one where we have a separate learning and development cell where a lot of curriculum designing happens, a lot of co-creation happens for the curriculum, teachers' trainings, where we want our teachers to be updated with the latest know-how. Then we also have a mental health and wellness cell, where again 14 people are working here, which is headed by Dr. Alka Saxena. That is again a wonderful thing, which I'm also enjoying it because I feel a lot of things which I was missing in my career, I have got all those added to my bounty now after coming to Brahmdad Bluebells Public School. And then recently, for the last 2 years, our school has been taken as a technology integrated number one school all over India. That
Wow.
again is under Mrs. Anshuka Aneja, who is the deputy director, and L&D is taken care by Mrs. Samya Gulati. And I think all these three deputy directors are adding on and bringing these three USPs for Brahmdat Bluebells Public School. And as a principal, I feel that I'm also in the learning process. I'm also learning. Every day there's something to learn here from my experienced teachers, students, the parents who connect with me. Just now, before we came on this session, I had a parent who came to meet me. It is so much, that parental connect, student connect. It's wonderful with Brahmdat Bluebells Public School. This is my journey of 35 years, 36 years, and this is how where I am. And I'm very proud to be the principal of Brahmdat Bluebells Public School as at the moment. But I've always been very proud of each and every school which I headed or worked for. Thank you, Preeti, for calling me here once again.
Congratulations to you, sir. What an incredible journey. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing it with us. Sir, over the years, and how have you seen the role of a principal evolve? And please share how have you adopted it, all these changes?
Mm, I must say there's a sea change in the principal's role over the last 18 years since I have become a principal. And when I was a coordinator and senior coordinator and all, that time or from that time, that's a complete change altogether. But I think as a principal also I've seen in the last 18 years, there's a sea change. I remember initially there was a slight scolding the children, giving a slight punishment was considered to be okay. But gradually with the passage of time, we cannot even raise the voice with the children. So we have to be very, very smart as a principal. Your eyes must speak to the children. Your love and affection should keep them under the control. Because now it is more compassionate or sustainable leadership actually. You cannot remain as a leader for a long if you're going to be very rude and authoritative and you're always uh, making the people enforcing the things by force. Even for the teachers can also be taken together only when we take them as a team. A principal needs to be a people's person today. Earlier it used to be dictatorship, democratic, and now it is going to be a people's person altogether. And if you're not the people's person, you're not going to win the people, and you have to win the people before you can make them do something different altogether. So I think the principal's role has changed 380 degrees altogether, 360 degrees altogether. And I think I still say is a sustainable leadership where a leader should not be threatened by his subordinates who are doing very well. If my wing leaders do very well, I should not be threatened. I should be very happy about it. What happens in most of the systems, people start getting threatened and they start pulling the legs of each other. Whereas in my case, in the last 18 years of principalship, I've created 40 principals from my different schools by now, 40 principals. So I think a leader is one who can create more leaders rather than being threatened. One has to take somebody's strength as a strength of the school and work together in collaboration and coordination with each other. This is what I think the leader has to think. We have to think differently. We cannot be in the
Absolutely.
shoes of our principals when we were the children. Parents and the students were so scared, they used to change the way when they see the principal. But now the principal has to have that much of connect with the parents and students that if they have any problem, they should be able to approach. If they don't approach, how will it be sorted out? I think these are the things which I feel have changed and we need to adopt. And I adopted it very easily. I took all the changes with the open arms and I tried to be a people's person all through.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Sir, with such a long career, I'm sure you must have faced some challenges as well. So, can you share one of it with us and how did you overcome it?
See, as a principal, challenges are every day is a challenge. Every day is a challenge. You have to know how to handle the things and handle amicably without losing your cool, without shouting or chiding. You can be very calm and quiet and composed and yet very firm. What do you want to do? I think what the challenges came, I handled them with a lot of politeness, but with a lot of firmness, and I could do it. Since you are asking me one of the incidents, I can tell you one incident. This was when I was in Jammu. I was a principal there, and one of my teacher, I'll not name the teacher, she must have told one of the Sikh boy to remove the kripan. He should not bring the kripan to the school because for the safety of other children. She was right, but the language in which she must have spoken, or maybe she was very rude, and it really hurt the religious sentiment of the child. Not only the child, the parents, and I had the complete community from the Gurudwara coming and outside the school, and they made a big chaotic situation over there. How can you be against our religion, this, that, and everything? And when I came to know, I was going out. My management said, please don't go out. There's a lot of crowd outside the school gate. I said, doesn't matter. Then my admin officer was there, sir, you don't go, I'll go. I said, doesn't matter, I'll go. I'll handle it. When I came out, they were all shouting. I said, I went out to the gate and said, dear parents, namaskar, we really value you. If you have any concerns, there was no need to come in such a group. You could have just talked to me, given a call, I would have listened to you. Then I said, can I have any two of you come inside my office and we can talk? And they said, okay. The two people came, one the child's parent and another Granthi Sahib. जो ग्रंथी होते हैं मंदिर गुरुद्वारे में, he came inside. Then I talked to them. I handled with love and affection. I said, see, we respect all the religion. If the teacher was rude, I'll talk to her. But at the same time, in the safety of the children, where you can reduce the size of the kripan, okay. If it is the 5Ks that are, need of this religion, if you have to keep, we don't mind. But only the bigger kripan becomes like a, kind of a dagger kind of a thing, which can be detrimental to the health of the other children. So you can reduce the size, we'll allow it. They agreed. I said, then, we respect all the religions. And I'd been visiting the Gurdwara myself with the children. Our children go and do the car seva. Okay, yes, sir, your children do car. Then they were okay. And I told him I'll talk to the teacher also. She'll not be that rude. But I did not bring the teacher in front of them. I handled it on my own. And they went and they gifted me one छोटा सा Rukmani Sahib ka kuch tha. He gave me a smaller version, Gutka kind of a thing. And it was so nice to read it also. And after that, everybody went off. It was so peaceful. It could have been a big chaotic situation, which was handled with compassion, with love, with empathy, and by respecting the other religion as well. Because we have to have that mutual respect for all the religions. Whatever we say, our words make a big difference. I also said the same thing what my teacher said, but the words made the difference, and the parents were satisfied. And I handled this challenge. Would have been big. It would have become a big issue altogether. Newspaper people would have come, and then it would have been a lot of chaotic thing altogether. But I think I handled it with politeness and with firmness, and yet by mutual respect for those people. This is one of the challenge, and there's so many challenges in 18 years. There's so many challenges were there. I don't
Yeah.
have to talk about
Hmm.
all.
So you answered my next question also. I was going to ask you, how do you spread positive culture in the school? So I know the answer. With your positivity, compassion, you do that.
You have to be positive first. You
It's so
cannot
beautiful.
keep preaching the people to be positive, and you
Hmm.
yourself are
Hmm.
always with a gloomy face moving around here and there.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
have to have the smile on, and smile
Hmm.
is something which is free of cost, and it needs only 14 muscles to work. Whereas to frown, you need
Absolutely.
72 muscles to work on it. I think it's
Absolutely.
free of cost. We should smile. When you smile, you get the smile back. When you frown, the other person also make the face, and they make faces and they move away, and the negativity spreads that way. So I think to be positive, you have to keep your smile. You have to be nice to the people. When you're talking to people, use good words, because this world is like that. You say 10 good things, people will say okay, okay, they'll say thank you, thank you, and one thing you say which is negative, that clings on, and that goes for a longer time, and they always screaming, she said this to me or he said this to me. So I think then we have to be very mindful about our words and our actions and the way we behave with the people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sir, little different question. So, when you are not managing school affairs, sir, what do you enjoy doing to unwind and relax?
I love singing.
Ah, I
I
knew that.
love singing. I love singing and I love driving. I go long distances. I can travel from Jammu to Delhi on my own in the
Yes.
car. So
Yes.
driving and singing are two my passions. And if not these two, then playing basketball, TT, volleyball. I'm a person who loves my hobbies, which were created when I was a child. When I was a child, my father used to send me for swimming, for tabla, for classical music, for badminton, for basketball. I did. In the army, almost everything is being done. So I was a very good child. When I was in IMA, Indian Military Academy, all these facilities were there. And then to kill my time, at times I used to go to the biggest library of Asia, is in IMA, Indian Military Academy. I was a member of it, and I had spent a lot of time over there. That has really shaped me. That library has shaped me into what I am today. So if you're a voracious leader, you learn through the books so many things. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes. That's all
I've
visible.
already told you all that what I do to unwind myself.
Sir, if you had the superpower for a day, what would you choose to do at school with it?
If I get the superpower for one day, what should I do in the school? I would take all the children to the ground and have DJ on, and everybody enjoys, and they go to the ecstasy, so that they release all the all the negativity from them, and then we can come back to the classes and start working on it the way we want. I think I would just work it for the children. For me, child is at the center of everything. The child is a pivot around which the whole school revolves. And I would want my children to be they will be leading. It should be a student-led education in the school. Teachers are just standing as a facilitators. I would not want the teachers to be giving too much of gyan to the children. I would want my children to come up with the things. That's to make it a student-led. We need to have the inquiry-based learning where each child is allowed to ask as many questions as possible. If we can hone up the inquisitiveness amongst the children, I think we'll prepare the 21st century children who will have the 21st century skills of critical thinking, creative thinking, communication skills, interpersonal skills, and so on and so forth. I would do this. I would hand over the whole school to the children and let the children lead the school altogether. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, my list of questions is endless. I have so much to ask, and you have so much to say. So, we can go on and on. But yes, I think we've talked lovely things today and got to know so much
Thank you.
about each
Thank you,
other.
Preeti ma'am. Namaskar. It was a wonderful feeling to be in your show and having questions coming from you impromptu. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And whatever I had through my experience, I've also spoken impromptu. I think I really loved being here. Thank you so much for inviting me to your show. Thank you,
Thank,
Pritima.
thank
Namaskar.
you. Namaskar, sir. Thank you. Thank you, my dear audience, for being with us today on this lovely chat with Principal Sir. And we will take a break for a weekend now and meet again on Monday with a new personality. Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice day.
you. Bye bye. Take care.